Hello there, everyone. Hope we're all doing well. Just going to jump straight back into good old Pathologic. We're going to do some more Changeling. We're going to finish day 4 and hopefully also finish day 5 today. But last time we left off, we needed to investigate Mark for Katerina. So we're going to see if we can get any juicy information about the theatre director. So we've got a couple of executors standing at the door here. What do you want, little girl? I'm looking for Mark Immortel. I want to talk to him. Mark is not here anymore, and I don't think he's coming back. Where is he then? Where? Don't keep me waiting. He may have gone to seek justice from the rulers. Will he find it? Or he may have found shelter with some good friends. No, Sector, yes, it is time for some more dumpster diving. Good to have you here. Hope you're doing good. May have found shelter with some good friends, but are they really his friends? Time will tell, my child, time will tell. And you, go and live your life while you still can. Here, have a coin. Do something for the sick. Get a single iota of reputation. Did she really just give him just one coin? Okay. From one gate to the other, so daring and brave. Man's life is a path from cradle to grave. Heh. Try and say that to me again. See, he's not here. Thought of it brings pain to my temples. Mark is in the crucible. Katerina's omens come to life. Alright. So we gotta go see Maria now. We'll see how she's doing. Probably not gonna have anything good to do with Clara. Clara doesn't seem to like her for some reason. Yeah, no, I'm glad to hear that you're good. I'm also, I'm doing alright, so doing better than I have been. I finally, got some energy. Though I am disappointed that I wasn't able to stream the other day, but that's just because the internet was really acting up, and I wish I knew why. I wish I knew why it was acting up the other day, and today it's just as fine as it ever was. But I suppose it's just the mysteries of technology sometimes. Sometimes you just can't exactly predict what's going to happen. Yes, he's got bandages. Thank you. But no, yeah, I've got a couple scripts recorded now, and I really just need to find some time to sit down and actually edit some videos together, which will be exciting. It's sort of, I think I've said before, but the actual sitting down and recording the script, just speaking into the microphone, is easily my least favorite part of the process, because it feels like I'm getting nothing done, even though it's obviously perhaps the most important part. But it feels like some sort of intermediate stage that I'm really in the middle of it. But when I start putting the video together, I can sort of see the light at the end of the tunnel, as it were. So I got a couple of those done, and then next week I suppose I'll probably end up recording another one, and this one's going to be a bit of a longer one. And yeah, hopefully it will constitute 3 videos this month. I mean, maybe I'm too optimistic, but I really would like to make that my goal. Because at the beginning of the year, or at the end of last year rather, I set a goal for myself. I said on my website, I'd make 6 video essays this year. And I have indeed managed that, but I'm hoping I'll be able to land 7 at least, but maybe we can even get to 9, all things going well. I think that would be awesome. My channel's, I've really been blown away by all the support, so I just wanted to thank anyone who's listening. It's really astounding that I could. I'm very close to 2,000 subscribers, and I really didn't see that happening at the start of the year. I've really, for my standards, the growth has been crazy. Okay, I love the way that the Pathologic characters.
I often feel like someone's looking at us from the other side.
Pathologic characters interact with each other, or rather don't interact. They just sort of stand there, staring. If you can do it, then go for it. don't burn yourself out just for us. I appreciate that. Yeah, like I wouldn't force myself to, but at this point of the year, I feel like I can do it. But life is unpredictable. Things can change. But that's my current goal. But I won't be too hard on myself if I don't manage it.
Passions and more virtues than the common, but those only who have greater designs.
Yeah, Maria. Sorry, I was talking there. Okay. Hello, Mark. Well, hello there. You must be running an errand for Katerina. She needs a certain something, doesn't she? Bet she's feeling uneasy. Thanks for the good luck. Hopefully you'll get to enjoy some more videos from me throughout the rest of the year. She's feeling uneasy. How did you guess? It's written all over your face. Let's get right down to business, seeing as you have very little time. The walls of this house are pernicious to you, little imp. What is it then that's causing your displeasure with me, or, say, with the most charming mistress of this hospitable house? That smile every time. Mark Immortel, I accuse you of heresy and blasphemy. You are the one who brought the plague upon the town. Now those are some strong words. You're much too impressionable, my child. Katerina's only dabbling in prophetic rhetoric because it's her last resort, now that she's foreseen the beginning of the end. An ugly trick to pull. And cheap, too. Take a professional's word for it. What? Are you a priest? Why all the twisted notions? Why are you so hateful? It's only play acting, all of it. Like any game, play acting is a mere shadow of existence, a tiny fragment of it, a semblance. Not a hollow semblance, mind you, quite the contrary, filled to the brim. Play acting is fuller than reality, since it's smaller. And I mean, I really like this. I've been thinking a bit about like the dynamics of sort of tabletop role playing as well recently, and role playing in general. And there's something about this phrase here that really nails it. Just sort of, play acting is fuller than reality since it's smaller. You inhabit these sort of larger than life characters and construct these larger than life goals, but you also, you're inserting yourself in there in some way or another. There's a really, the dynamics of role playing, whether it be video game or in real life. Just could be expounded upon for so long. Just where you end and the character begins, and vice versa. And in the case of Pathologic, it's something that I've talked about before. But what I really like about Pathologic is how the character is well defined. You sort of know what kind of character you're inhabiting at any one time, but the direction of the character is sort of yours to take as you wish. And in a sense, that's almost the best kind of role playing, at least in games for me personally, is one that feels like it has just a little bit of structure to it, but then you can sort of play around with it. I guess because it feels like the developers have a more cohesive story that they can tell if they've already got a character who technically exists within the game world before your input, technically. It's all very interesting, really. You're always play acting, always a mummer. That's why you have this manner of explaining things. Yes, that's what I am indeed. And while we're at it, I ought to explain to you what Katerina's business is with the theatre. It's got nothing to do with these masks of mine. But there is, you see, this creature living down there. An abomination of a spirit. A taunter and a tormentor. We call it the Rat Prophet. What? Now you're not making any sense. Yes. The thing is, Katerina's barren. She can't predict the future. That creature can, though, and it visits her at night. And like a true mistress, however, it can tell lies. And it's certainly good at telling the right lies. I don't believe you. Go and convince yourself, then. The creature is in there now. Speak these words to the masks, earlobe and eyelid, and they'll let you pass. Futurecityscape, hey, how you doing? Good to see you again. Yeah, it has been a while, but I'm glad you made it. You better not be lying. Katerina is like a mother to me now, and it does seem to me that you and this filthy monster are plotting together. Alright. Mark said there's some sort of rat prophet living in the basement of the town's theatre. Some lying spirit who has taken over Katerina. Can we talk to Maria as well?
There's more life in me that can be lived.
Life and time are weird. I fully agree. It's especially this time of year for me. It's sort of, and for you as well, I presume, juggling so many things all at once, and then streaming obviously has to take lesser priority than certain things. But it's always nice when people can attend and when I can actually stream. The stars align occasionally. I've done much better routine-wise than I thought I would this year as well. I started off last year a bit rocky, but I managed to hold my own. I've managed to hold my own relatively well throughout this year and stick to a good schedule. As unsightly as I imagined. On the contrary, you're plain to see. You, on the other hand, are not plain at all, but rather pretty. Just exchanging meaningless pleasantries. I suppose she's veiled, passive-aggressive comment. You're plain to see. There's a double meaning. It's awesome. Just been having ups and downs. Having to take each day by the day. Yeah, no, I feel you. Just that's exactly the right thing to do, though. Just step by step, day by day. That's all you really can do. I've been trying to give myself breaks in terms of just going for a walk is really nice. This morning I went for a walk, and I was just struck by just the most meaningless things on the walk. But it was nice. It was nice to be away from technology. As much as I use it and love it, as much time as I spend, playing games and writing on my various devices. Love going for walks. Usually go every other day. Been almost 100 degrees for the past few days. Yikes! I'm afraid I'm not well versed in Fahrenheit, but that's still really hot. Is that like 30 something in Celsius? You have to forgive me on the other side of the world. But yeah, walks are just so nice, and 37.7. Damn. Okay, yeah, that's even hotter than I thought it was. I thought it was low 30s. That's high 30s. That's brutal. Yeah. I hope you're staying inside and getting enough water and all that kind of thing. Telling you, I couldn't stand that kind of heat. Just part of the rest of the world, yeah. We've moved on from Fahrenheit, right? Okay. Oh wait, we can't go in there yet. Do we have to go in the front door? Totally forgotten. Okay. But no, just I walked past it's like a corrugated iron fence this morning, and just got to see some sort of vines, I think it might have even been ivy or something, just creeping through, and I find that extraordinary, just really strangely beautiful. Just these really old fences, just being overwhelmed. And I mean, you sort of see it. Fortunately, most places you go in New Zealand, there are exactly that same kind of scene. But this morning I was just really struck by how beautiful it was. Summer's getting weird with climate change. We used to have 37 degrees Celsius in August. That lasted into September. Our local schools closed early because they don't have the AC necessary to combat the heat. Yeah, and it's not the El Nino phenomenon or whatever it's called, right? Is merely exacerbating this climate change issue at the moment. Because we're just leaving winter now, so we're heading into spring in New Zealand, or we're in spring now, really. But so we're finally starting to get some good weather. But I'm fully bracing for it to be much drier in summer, because that's really been the trend as well here the last few summers, unfortunately. Some basement. How do we get into the basement again? Can we ask these guys? Let me through. Go in then. Look at her, not scared at all, the cute little thing. Careful that talon. School's just started getting into fall. Our autumns go from very hot to very cold very fast. Most joke, you get 1 day of spring and 2 days of fall. Right. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cough all over the rat prophet. Hello there. I love the rat prophet in this one. He's just so fancy. Does New Zealand have the same issues with deforestation like in Australia? I'd like to say no, but we're not. We're also we're not very good at looking after waterways. I really think waterways are our biggest problem. We do still have a lot of native bush, I think, or especially in the North Island, and we do pretty good with replanting elsewhere, from what I've heard. But yeah, there's we have a lot of problems with waterways, and it's something that we need to clean up. But no one at the moment in the upcoming election is really pledging enough. Well, neither of the two bigger parties are pledging enough, and the smaller parties also often aren't going far enough with the action and leadership required. It's really, I'm sure it's probably the same elsewhere in the world. As as an American, I cannot judge any other country for their behavior. You know, I don't always hear the best news. BlueVoices, oh boy, it's my favorite 2005 survival game developed by Russian studio Iceberg Lodge. Sure hope no one is overanalyzing it. No, fortunately you don't get no analysis here. We're just chatting about what needs to be done about climate change actually right now. Yeah, we're the forecasts. Greetings, plague dear. Wait just a bit more. We're almost done embellishing your throne. The very heart of the town should become the temple of the pest. You'll have the world at your feet soon. Plague? Me? Well, that is your nature. That's not true. All this time, none other but you have been the disease personified, the tool for the world to restore the balance with. All this time there have been no sister. All this time Clara has been chasing herself around, confounded by Katarina's visions becoming true. I don't believe you. Prove that you're telling the truth. Oh, just rejoice, will you? Your actions have attracted the attention of the almighty powers that be. Do you know what they want from you? They'll send you a note today. Forget your silly little tricks. Now your only chance to prove you're not the plague is to perform a genuine miracle. You're lying. I've already performed many miracles. And killed just as many people with your miraculous hands. No one knows what you are. No, you need a miracle on a grand scale. Something all-encompassing, something to shape the world. Make it happen and boom, we'll believe you. And I'm not talking about those gnarly, angulous freaks. Their pseudo-lives are of absolutely no importance. It's all just a game for you. How dare you? In the end, you'll be surprised to find out that everything you've heard, every single thing, was the honest truth, even the seemingly contradictory things. You are sated, and I want nothing more to do with you. I'll drop by again later for more sage advice. What does the creature say? Who is this rat prophet? I feel that his words are turned inside out, that truth becomes lie as soon as it emerges from his mouth. Could it be a trap? Marco Mortel must be pulling his strings. I need to tell Katarina as soon as possible. I love Rat Prophet. Look at his snazzy little outfit, you know. He's so cool. You know, I like as well how you can clearly see that, yeah, it's just, he's just an act, you know. He's clearly just a person, or some strange person nonetheless, but some person in this outfit. He's not exactly a rat. He's charading, masquerading as a rat. The tacky magic wand does it for me. Agreed. Yeah, that was always my favorite part of the design. Is the jacket made out of rat fur? I imagine it probably is. I'd be very surprised, if it wasn't. Flurry Noel, welcome. Hey, hope you're doing well. Good to have you here. No sector, I hope it was ethically sourced. Well, you know, like, Clara's killed a few rats, so he's probably just been like following her around. I agree that the rat prophet has to be much snazzier in this game. Snazzy is exactly the right word for the rat prophet in this game, whereas in 2 he's feeling a bit more rustic. He doesn't feel like dressing up all the time. But I do like his 2 appearances in 2. The Red Prophet in 2 is like after the Red Prophet fell in hard times. Exactly right. Exactly. He had to sell his magic kit and all of his nice clothes. But I do like how there's that quest in 2, where the Rat Prophet appears really like sinister and evil, with these glowing eyes, and then like the rest of the time, I think he's just sort of appears like relatively like almost like comical, like this like shoeless little rat boy. I really love the Rat Prophet.
The town is changing, as if someone is sucking the life out of it.
Oh, the torment. What a torment this is. I've talked to Mark, as you asked. And so, pray tell, don't keep me waiting. Do you trust my insight? Do you know that I can read people's souls? Would I entrust you with such things if I didn't? Would I let you rewrite and redraw people's destinies if I didn't trust you, my angel? He's not one to side with either the utopians or the humble. He stands apart. Maria thinks he's under her charms and in the ranks of the utopians. He's playing along, but that's not how it really is. So, why are you looking at me like that? This was not the most important of what you're going to tell me, was it? Do you know of the Rat Prophet? I sensed something. When you uttered those words, I felt something familiar. As if something ran its sharp little claws across my back. BlueVoices, don't even scare me like that. That's a heart attack waiting to happen. Can you imagine just a remastered Travis? That's what we need, right? That's what the world needs. No, they're originizing the text. It's the creature that whispers false prophecies to you in your sleep. Well then, thank you, beloved daughter. You've done all you could. So that's who's been visiting me nightly. How frightening. I thought they weren't rats, but kind spirits of the earth. Yes, it is frightening. Cool, so that's that one done as well. I'm so confused. I believed every word she said. Why wouldn't I believe her if I can sense the truth of my very being? I can tell truth from lies, I'm certain of that. But then how to explain what has happened? Katerina herself was deceived, so the truth she was telling reflected whatever lie someone told her? How is this even possible? Just tying herself in knots there with that logic. If Red Prophet's secret ending, I'm so waiting. Next, Silent Hill 2 remake. Just Rat Prophet appears. Travis is just like the Changeling with an evil twin. Damn, yeah, he's always, yes, split personality, right? Or so the game was trying to tell us. I'm not sure I believe the game, but, they tried. Have that reduce my infection a bit. And that there. Alright, we're gonna... Oh, do I have any food? Yes, I do. Someone unironically needs to incorporate the Rat Prophet into a Vampire the Masquerade game. That would be, yes, that would be dope, yeah. I agree. That would be cool. Wait, I got a letter. Who did I get a letter from? The chill woke me up today before dawn. I was lying at the riverbank with my feet under the water. My arms were stretched out and there were handfuls of earth in my grasp. I praised heaven for my salvation and then turned my thoughts to my beloved children, the ones entrusted to me. It's very difficult to reach them, however, so I have no other choice but to take care of the other bound. I took some of them in my ward already, so you need not worry on their behalf. I placed my hands on the shoulders of the bound ones and went after you. I've been searching for you all day long. Alas, you have slipped away today, as you always do. My wonderful hands did too much labour today, they won't serve me any more. Everything will be just fine. I will see you soon enough, my dear. I really do like these letters, this sort of back and forth, and, I took some of them in my ward already, in terms of the bound, already sort of seizing control. Alright, and then we got the powers that be. letter. You didn't expect us to write you a letter, did you? But here it goes. You have our attention at last. So you say that you are meant to become a miracle worker. Now that's debatable. We would assume that you are mistaken, but we don't want to disappoint you, and ourselves for that matter, ahead of time. From what we saw of the Bachelor and the Harusbecks, who have yet to cause us anything apart from petty chagrin, and all too predictable, if sometimes elegant, choices, neither of the two have succeeded in overcoming the inevitable. Such is the law, even though we're sick of it already. Don't be surprised. Did you think that the powers that be in the law are always in concordance? We did affect this was the case for a long time, but we would no longer pretend before a heart-seeker like you. The truth is, we're fed up with the law. The town is precious to us, as you can see, so if you succeed in keeping it intact, to preserve it just as it is now, this will be, take our word for it, a true miracle. Compared to that, everything you did before is cheap market tricks of dubious value. Such is our well-considered decision. Unsigned. But obviously, we're told that it's from the powers that be, and they sort of name drop themselves anyway. But they're too important to sign the letter, obviously. But we've basically got this our objective basically now. Clara's going to try and preserve both parts of the town, and that's really what her goal is it's not to destroy the fragile balance and equilibrium of the town, because that's what the powers that be see as the miracle. They want the town to remain static and unchanged, but in order to achieve this static, like unchanging version of the town, basically bad things have to happen to the people within it. But we're gonna find that out soon. So if we have another sleep for another hour or so, then we're on day 5, and we're gonna get our next mission.
The day is over. Your timely efforts allowed your supporters to remain unharmed. A new mime performance is being rehearsed at the theater.
Cool. All right. Good morning, Father.
What?
Now is no time to sleep, my daughter. The scythe has been sharpened. The righteous harbingers are riding in, hooves thudding. We ought to be clear now on whom that scythe shall swoop down. People are dying. The hour of reckoning is near. Whose turn is it today? Reuben's time has come. I have received reliable information that he was in the know on everything that Isidore, the father of that accursed Burak, was doing. It was with him that everything began. He doesn't have the best, morning manner. He doesn't have the best manner in general, does he? He never wakes up on the right side of the bed. Probably because he doesn't seem to have a bed. I'm like sleeping in the bed every night. Katerina at least could maybe sleep on a chair. I guess he can sleep on his really uncomfortable ruler's chair, I suppose. But the one thing that I want to know about Pathologic 1 houses is why some of them have a second floor, because there seems to be no way to access the second floor. I just I would like to know who in the town built these. Probably Peter, right, designed them and didn't tell anyone that there weren't going to be stairs. It was with him that everything began. Oh, but I know the Canes have put a sizable bounty on Uinon Reuben's head. It almost matches the bounty on your alter ego. They must have a good reason for it. Georgie is no fool. This closet is a veritable ossuary. Just don't send me to the Canes. Talking to the Canes is useless, whereas honest Reuben will tell you everything himself if you find the right approach. Perhaps he is innocent. I'd like to think he is. I'll find that approach. I have no doubt that you will. Finally, he's got some faith in me. Who knows Reuben better than everyone else? Vlad the Younger. We are in a diplomatic alliance now. He will tell you the best way to approach the disgraced Oinon. You need not be secretive. Ask direct questions. He likes frankness. All right, I'll do as you say, Father. And we've got, of course, the infected district for today is Reuben's. And this is obviously the worst infected district in the game because it's so hard to avoid plague clouds in there. But we're already infected, so it'll be alright. Alright. One must astral project onto the second floor. Gotcha. Yeah, well, it's time to go see Onion, Reuben. Go Onion. The classic. Every time that the word panacea appears in this game, I have the overwhelming urge to read it out as panacea. No matter how much I tell my brain, no, that is not what it's meant to be pronounced as. It's just, Oh, that's terrible. Who translated it as Panacea in the first place? I really want to know. Okay, we're gonna go watch the play first thing. Maybe we'll pop in at the butcher shop actually, see if he's got anything to eat. I feel like today is one of the days where there's not much to eat, but I might be wrong about that. Greetings, good sir. I'm glad you're, running an all-night business. Okay, there's a few things here. We got some fish, some bread. I don't think I need any more lemons. Alright, here we go. So we're gonna go to the theatre, and we're gonna see what's up. And we're gonna see if BlueVoices was taking careful notes here. This is, make or break time. We'll see. But yeah, we're also going to see if Mark has a good play for us today. Considering we accused him of being the one who caused the plague yesterday. One would think, there might be some sort of passive-aggressive behavior coming through in this play. I would love that if it was the case. Nothing in the bin. Check this bin again. Cool. Mark would never be passive aggressive. Absolutely not. Oh yeah, that the old lady, yeah, Travis. We invoked him, or invoked his spirit anyway, and he just had to come along and do his thing. It's a shame that people just keep missing Travis's absolute brutality. What a character. Oh, and old lady being thrown in the river, classic Pathologic, exactly. Oh, and what's his name? Victor made an appearance just to tell us what the weather was like, just because I hadn't quite figured it out. He just had to come along and say it's raining, so I'm really glad he cleared that up for us.
One of them is trying to fight. Who? This one. The other two will try to thwart their efforts, though.
Interesting. Will they fall into the trap?
I wonder. Look what they've turned the theater into.
I hope they know what they're doing. Unavoidably, blood will be shed tomorrow.
Everyone is in suspense to see what will happen next. Who will make the first move? And the bodies are, already piling up. Panacea will never not be funny. Anyway, to me, the Panacea is someone being Italian or Italian American. I don't remember the accent, but the voice actor might be either of those. It is possible, but I swear, more than one actor says Panacea in that translation. I feel like Panacea is it's not just the voice actor, right? It's whoever was translating the script. I really don't know. Georgie. As far as I know, both of them were concerned about the town turning out being too extraordinary. Such peculiar towns don't survive for long, just like peculiar people or animals with rare mutations. An exotic flower won't last in the wild. Without people like Simon, your father, Isidore, or myself, the town won't stay the same. Thought that was interesting, considering you saying the powers that be want to keep the town the same. The brief does hint that even the Canes are controlled by the powers that be. Yeah, so there's this, the three endings to this original game, right? Either, involve a sacrifice of some kind, like regardless of the way you look at it. And I'll probably talk about it more later, but you have like Bachelor's ending, right? He destroys the town, so the town itself and its infrastructure and its past is destroyed and erased, and all that remains is the polyhedron. So the polyhedron is the foundational building, almost, yeah, like the foundational text, one could say, of the new town. It's sort of the utopian ideal, right? Is they're going to sort of build on the other side of the river now. They're going to leave the past totally behind. They're sort of crossing over. Because the polyhedron is really symbolically important, right? Because it rests in the middle of the river here. So they haven't quite managed to cross the river. It's a miracle for sure, but it's not the miracle necessarily. But it's the closest that anyone's come. But still, like these half measures, I mean, that's the town like coming undone, right? They didn't go far enough is the utopian argument, and therefore that's what's causing the town to collapse. And then you have Haruspex's ending, right? And Haruspex's ending, yeah, the polyhedron itself is destroyed. The polyhedron is the sacrifice, yeah? And what that means is that basically they're going to keep the town, they're going to keep the infrastructure, and they're going to keep a handle on their past, really. And I find that ending personally the most satisfying in this one. I mean, it aligns personally with what I see as the best ending. Not everyone agrees with me, but yeah, that's personally what I am drawn to. Is this sort of, and also letting the Artemis ending is all about letting the children sort of inherit the world, basically. It is allowing the children to grow up and to move on. And I mean, that works as a metaphor on multiple levels, on a societal level, but also for the powers that be, right? Destroying the polyhedron sort of forces them almost to sort of come to terms with the fact that their relative, I think the grandfather, right, who is sort of implied to be, or Simon is implied to be a stand-in for this sort of grandfatherly figure who they thought would never die, right? They have this sort of, yeah, really interesting, it's one way of moving forward, and you could say that the Bachelor's ending is another way of moving forward. So if you're reading the endings like this, sort of as I choose to do, then like Changeling's ending, like on the surface of it, like appears to be the best because you're keeping everything in the town, right? You're sort of keeping it the same, and maintaining like this miracle, like as you say, Odo Dong, right? Like this quote from Georgie is really important because it shows sort of how amazing he finds the town. And in the Marble Nest in the second game, right, he treats the town as an exam, an exam that has to be passed or failed. And either way, once that's done, people can move on. And he sees it all as an experiment, right? I think there's another one. I think it's Georgie again, but I might be wrong about that in the second one. But there's this wonderful bit in the game where he talks about the town as like a chrysalis or a cocoon. And he's saying, or is it like a larvae? Is that Yulia who says that? I can't remember. I need to play it again. But there's that quote anyway, sort of implying that the town is like gestating, basically. And I think that aligns with the utopian ending that we get in this game, is that they see this ending basically as a positive one for the utopians, because they're letting the town like evolve, and they've sort of undergone this terrible pressure, and like, the town's in a pressure cooker, and then they sort of take it out and they see, what's changed, what has humanity become after all this pressure has been applied, like how far has the chrysalis been stretched, how far has the larvae grown. And that's why you have those sorts of terms for the Pathologic 2 difficulty, right? But this is a long analysis. I know I never analyze on this channel, but the Changeling's ending, right, is really important to sort of reject this idea of moving on. And I think that's a big thematic problem in a lot of video games. If anyone remembers Lamentum, which I referenced just before with Victor. If anyone remembers my playthrough of that, I was really disappointed by this one ending of the game, because the game is sort of setting up these like metaphors of grief and decay, right? And there are, what was I saying? I've sort of lost my train of thought. What was I saying? There's 1,000 thoughts going through my head at once. But no, this metaphor for grief, right? Lamentum was setting up itself up as a metaphor for grief, and then there's an ending where you can leave this obviously like haunted mansion where you're sort of being tormented with sort of visions of the character's like deceased wife, and it's like, okay, like this is clearly setting it up as like, okay, you have to move on, and there's a bit where you can choose to leave, but then the game sort of expounds upon that as like the bad ending. And the problem with Changeling's ending, I mean, like it's much better set up because it doesn't necessarily cast it in a negative light, because you can still believe in the town as like a solid whole, like as something that's a positive thing. But what has to be done to set that up is that the people within the town basically have to be the thing that is sacrificed. So there is this sort of idea that, like in the other two endings, right, at least people like can survive, and particularly in Haruspex's ending, which is why I like it so much, because I believe in the power and the goodness of people to sort of, they're the most important thing in a city, right, is the people. Like the people make the city. So I always saw Clara's ending as being relatively like negative, because it wasn't breaking the town per se, but in a more real way it really is. You're removing important people from the town, and doing so sort of changing the face of it. I mean, towns aren't the same without the people who live in them, and yeah, that's how I see the ending. But the utopian ideas, yeah, I really want to make a good video on them, but I haven't yet. But I would love to talk about the ideologies sort of in an actual video essay. But apologies for that enormous rant. Appreciate the analysis. That's all right. That's what I'm here for. But like, Georgie is such an interesting character. I wish Artemi was able to have more conversations with him in the second game. I just find everything that he has to say about like how he sees the universe, how he sees the town, to be fascinating. Even if like I disagree with sort of his methods, like just how he conceptualizes the universe. I thought was really cool, and I was almost disappointed when we didn't get to talk to him a bit more. But I'm hoping that we get to have some great conversations with him as the Bachelor, when that campaign is eventually released. Really am looking forward to that. But no, I'd be curious to hear from others what they felt was the best ending. The augmented reality game going on connected to it? I haven't actually. My nose, I think, recently has been sort of pressed too deeply into a variety of books that I've been reading, and scripts that I've been writing, and all that other kind of stuff. No, I wasn't aware they had anything. Some rumblings of Dankovsky stuff from Ice Pick Lodge gets me excited as well. I remember reading some stuff about it last year, right? Or earlier this year. Time is so strange, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for whatever they choose to release. I know they released know by heart as well, but I can't remember if they released any of their other projects yet that they said they were working on. Cool.
You
A
know
new
how to
teaser
save
image.
lives,
I'm
so
sorry,
do
yeah.
it.
I should be more in the
Forget
loop,
everything
but
else.
I was probably just trying to stay off my technology for once. We're going to have to stop the work. Such a shame. It's been years since we were able to dig a well this deep. Can I spit into it? That ends the conversation, but that's such a good response. Tell me about Ruben. Impossible. Wait. No. Could it be you dug up the sandpest there? Impossible, I'm studying the soil. Now the Bachelor has demanded a rerun of the tests. Clara has become sentient. She didn't want to choose anything. He's almost established for a fact that the disease originated in the earth. Yes, it probably crawled out from underground. Not out of my well. Oh.
Did you hear that?
It's okay. This time tell me about Ruben. What do you want with Ruben? He's in danger. Is it true that the Severovs have adopted you? It is. You see, I trust Alexander. I even want us... Well, there's your first mistake. I even want us to start building up a dialogue. And of late, we've almost succeeded at it. But he's being too zealous about his duties. Is that a bad thing? Guess I'd better show my hand. Ruben won't be hiding for long. It's against his character. Listen, you might not want to hand him over to the Canes. He'll be of use to you yet. Will he talk to me? Bring him lots of twirane and different kinds of meat. A good treat will make him happy. It's pleasant to accept food and drink out of a girl's hands. He'll talk to you. Thank you, that's good advice. We're gonna bribe him with flowers. With drink, not the herb. 3 bottles of twirane and 3 cuts of fine meat. Doesn't look like either the Bachelor or the Harrispecks are friends of his, else why would he be this hungry? This is interesting. It's kind of like no one's feeding him. He just like sits in his house, like waiting for someone to drop by with food. Just no one comes to visit me. Okay. Does dried meat count? Does it specify? 3 cuts of fine meat. I guess it's gonna be fresh, right? I can't remember. Can we buy... It's been such a long time since I played the campaign through properly. We're gonna go wander down and see if we can trade herbs or anything like that, but I don't think we can. I think the only person we can trade herbs with is Andre, but I don't mind the lead walk because this atmosphere is really something. The step in this game is extraordinarily well rendered and atmospheric, considering how nice the town already looks. It's amazing they were able to dedicate any time to making the steppe feel like a distinct entity. But they really did manage it. Sort of two completely separate worlds placed side by side. Hello, good sir. We have no need of you, Shabnak Adair. Go away, or I'll read a deathful charm. Back to Clay you'll go. What are you trying to scare me with? Your step magic? So you're afraid of me. This makes me sad. So he doesn't want anything to do with me. Wouldn't the twirine make you hungrier, since twire causes hunger and thirst? That's, there are rules for us, the player character, and then there are rules for the NPCs. The NPCs in this game just can't die of plague. They just like sit there sadly in their house, like twiddling their thumbs. And neither can they die of hunger. And also twire, just doesn't hit them the same way that it hits our feeble constitutions, apparently. But yes, if the game mechanics aligned with the story, right? Or what we're told elsewhere. But they don't. It's alright. Now, I'm also trying to decide whether I do Artemis campaign in Classic HD first, or whether I play Pathologic 2, because at a certain point in playing through either of those campaigns, you know, there are definite differences, and there's still a lot to talk about. But there's also like a significant amount of overlap, right? And I'm sort of wondering, yeah, like whether I sort of round this game out, or whether I jump to 2, because I know there's been demand in the past for me to play 2. And I've also made my stance clear that I'm kind of I want to say blind follower of this one, but I love some classic HD, but I still haven't decided yet which would be the more beneficial exercise after finishing 2 campaigns already in classic HD, whether I jump to 2 or something. But I don't know. There's plenty of time to decide that. So we've got the 3 Twyrine already. Actually, that's good. What we're gonna do? We're gonna see if we can give him this. So if we save this here, we're going to see if we can get to Ruben's house. And so we've technically got 3 meat and 3 Twyrine, but I have the sneaking suspicion it's not going to work how I want it to. Go away, rat. How did the plague cloud miss me? Clara, it's just a rat. Get the rat. So sad, Clara, come on. So sad. Alright. Ruben. I traded away all my razors for you. Do you want the food I have to offer? Apparently you're starving.
Damn bachelor. He's done something horrible, yet he managed to track the disease.
It was not the voice I remembered him having for some reason. Okay. Has anyone been following you? Otto Dong. Georgie is being literal when he talks about larvae and Pathologic 2. Yes, as I pointed it, yeah, Imago is the achievement you get for beating the game on unintended difficulty. And it's also, there are various larvae related names for the difficulties themselves. I think, as I pointed out before. It creates a yellow thought circle. You can get these yellow thought circles in Pathologic 2. Imago is also the late adult stage of a larvae's life. Yes, when it finally matures. Then the game is commenting on fate and free will. When you start the game, you do need your handheld. Artemis' first thought about home is literally a child holding a man's hand. I think that's all really, really important. Bunch of the maturedness is related to not relying on your old friends Lara, Grief, and Ruben. Yeah, it's sort of forcing Artemis to grow up and change his outlook on the world, because as he's come home, he's realized that home wasn't just waiting for him the whole time. It's changed around him. And interesting, yeah, like the yellow circles and stuff in the design of the game from a purely game design perspective. The reason that they're yellow is because the developers didn't want to make it red, right? Like Ice Pick Lodge didn't want it, because a choice not made is also a choice in itself, and they didn't want to make it sort of punishable, right? Exactly, yeah. They don't want to tell you it's bad with the red coloring, yeah. Nasikta, it is Artemis 3 and 2, and you haven't done Artemis campaign and classic, so that would be interesting, or a weird juxtaposition. Yeah, I was just trying to decide which one I do first, whether I jump to 2, have these 2 under my belt, and then return to classic HD to sort of round out the quartet, I suppose, of playthroughs. Maybe to sort of finish, rather than just having this linear line of classic HD. I could put some Pathologic 2 in there, but I don't know, I haven't made up my mind about that yet. Okay. Ruben is a surprising amount of a football field tall. Cool. I want to talk to you, Stark. I've got no time for you now. Get lost. How rude.
The manhunt is tight.
How rude. I bought you food, I bought you twirine, but no, apparently the meat that I got from a guard's pocket outside was not good enough. Not good enough for some people. How ungrateful. Okay. 3 fine cuts of meat. He's too busy electronic dancing to that sick music. Yeah, we just interrupted his dance session. He had to like stand up straight and look very serious, but the moment I left, he's right back to it. Alright, I guess we hit some butcher shops then, I suppose. Like it says fine cuts. Maybe I've got to get like 3 of any kind of meat. I really wish, this is one of the times I wish the game was just slightly less ambiguous. It's fine to be slightly ambiguous from a story perspective, but from a gameplay perspective, objective perspective, can be slightly more frustrating when you've actually brought him 3 items that should match the description, but apparently he's too good for that, even though he's been like sleepless and starving in a shack in an infected district for the last 48 hours. But no, apparently he's too good for my company. You know, I'm not hurt by that. I'm just disappointed. Just disappointed is all. Okay, smoked meat. Alright, so we'll get the smoked meat. Just a bit plain, yeah, that's apparently so. That's what everyone's telling me. Very rude. There I was thinking, I was starting to make friends, starting to get along with people. What's Ruben telling me? Don't have time for you right now. And I didn't turn him in. He totally, Beggar being too much of a chooser. He has no ground to stand on. But if he doesn't want my like carefully gathered, food and healing items, like, well, what do I care? He's probably the bound who's gonna get sick from failing this day anyway, right? Adherence. No, Anna. He's gonna let Anna become sick. Anna's gonna have to find him the twirine and the meat. Ruben, my opinion of you it's really gone downhill. I'm sorry to say. It really disappointed me. Just like that quest in Pathologic 2 where you gotta run away from the Odongs. I know so many people find that one so difficult, right? I love this attack. It's so reliable. So reliable. Yeah, you sell that knife to me. You sell that knife. Good job. Always skip that part, it's so annoying. Yeah. It's like, the mechanics just sadly weren't designed for that kind of quest, which, I mean, people can argue that might be the point. And it's obviously easier if you know what's coming and you can manage your resources ahead of time. But it feels like overly frustrating, that quest. Like the number of complaints I hear about that one in particular are very high. I think just because it's unclear on what you actually have to do, or how far you have to go. Sort of how you got to lose them in the first place. I think that's what confuses people, and it certainly confused me at the time. A bit. Oop. You're waiting for me, huh? Hey, no. That's my kill. He's mine. Thank you. Yeah, get away. Back off. That's my money. Can't. Guards doing their job. Can't believe it. It's just the fact that the guards, like, if they land the killing blow, they take all of his stuff without even having to bend down and search. I always found that so annoying. and they'd swoop in and take like precious items that I actually need to survive. Just like, nah, I could use the money, you know. This game is so hilarious. Watching this after not playing it for so long, I'm like, man, I could hop back into this game. This game being a hellhole, it's worth it. It's amazing, yeah. Like, this game has stood the test of time for me in so many different ways. Like, 6 years since I played it for the first time, and still I'm like, this has got to be like one of my favorite games of all time, if not my favorite some days, you know. Like, everything about it, almost everything about it is just infectious, you know, pardon the pun. It's really delightful. And I know, like, a lot of people will, like, what about these streets is welcoming, comforting? It's the rain, you know. I love the rain, and I love the actual sense of getting to know a place. And that might be part of the reason I like Yakuza as much, so, you know, as well, because it has this really tight focus on singular space. You might not have noticed, but I'm quite obsessed with sort of digital space and the sociology of space and sort of how it affects the mind, yeah. I need a computer that can run it. For some reason, yeah, like, Classic HD is not so well optimized at certain points. So, yeah, like, I get what you mean. Nasikta, yeah. Why have you never talked about space before? This sounds really interesting. I know, right? I've only really just begun to think about it, which is true. But there's still so much I need to talk about. It's funny, like just analyzing anything. I think I realize, you know, just how little I know about anything, and I think that's one of the most wonderful feelings in the world, really, is just sort of how much I have left to learn and to think about. I think that's just marvelous, really. Alright, Ruben, you gonna accept my food this time?
I'd rather not go looking for another hideout.
I don't know why I thought you sounded different in this game. I don't know why I thought that, because I talked to you like just a couple of weeks ago. But yeah. Took the game part of game seriously. They treat it like a fleshed out world you find in a novel, but you get to actually walk around in it, and it's so lovingly and thoughtfully stitched together. I 100% agree. I think there's something to be said for a town that you can actually get to know, and the streets that you can sort of be like, that's my favorite, you know, that's my favorite street even. And games, you know, like it's easy to drag in a game like Oblivion or something, say, and that's a game that I love. Like I love Oblivion. I think that's also one of my favorite games. It made a huge impact on me. But also like the fast travel thing, and in a sense maybe the scale can really like damage one's sense of space. All of a sudden the world doesn't become this huge expanse that you have to like walk around and sort of plan a routine around even. The world can really easily be reduced to several points on a map, and then a short walks between loading screens and quest givers and dungeons. Learned early on never to trust fast travel in Oblivion and Skyrim. Yeah, I agree. Like I also reject using them. Yoverst, hello. You love Martin Luther King Boulevard, yeah. But yeah, like you know, you can pick your favorite, you know, your favorite street, your favorite building. You can become sentimentally attached for reasons that maybe you can't even quite explain. But it's the fact that you can live in these streets, that they're really thoughtfully put together and considered. That the town has like different districts and different ecosystems. Yeah, it's all just really perfect. All right, are you gonna accept my? Nope. Oh my goodness. Good to see you briefly anyway, Yoverst. Hope you're doing well. Okay. Apparently he rejects my offering again. What have I got to do to please this guy? Alright. 3 bottles of Twyrine, 3 cuts of fine meat. So apparently what I'm giving him still isn't good enough. So it does really have to be fresh meat, huh? So you got nothing. Because I do have 3 cuts of... Yeah, 3 cuts of smoked. Dried meat. Like, it's nutritious and filling. I don't know what this problem with it is. It's because it's been sitting in my pocket. Look, I'm pretty sure I can get another bottle from Andre, so we're gonna go do that now. Actually had an interesting thought about spaces recently because I've been playing a lot of Medieval Dynasty and it's been really interesting to watch how my mind works to build a town that's easy to traverse. Just watching how I'm carving out a little medieval town of my own in nature. Yeah, it's really interesting how we relate to space that we build ourselves. Flurry Noel, I agree entirely. For a town dying of plague, the townsfolk are oddly picky. They shouldn't have a foot to stand on. Like I'm doing charity work, and they're like, nah, I don't have time for that. Most factual representation of people in a video game. Yeah, if COVID taught us anything about horror film cliches and all that kind of thing, right? But yeah, like space and narrative are so interesting because, especially within strategy games. I'm glad you agree, Futurecityscape. Yeah, I learned a lot of things. It's very, illustrative. Nothing from you. But I think, I was talking a little while ago about how space, we can narrativize anything, right? Like, that's how the human mind works. And it's really interesting how we form implicit connections to things that aren't necessarily visible to other people in a text, or you do things with space in another way that people wouldn't have considered themselves. Okay, so we're gonna grab a bottle of that from you, thank you. Does Andre have anything to trade? Just realised the carpet in here leads directly to the back with the corner marked out. Yes, all roads lead to Andre.
Is there a treatment for this disease? Anything helpful at all?
Need infusions, let's trade. Right, we can get immunity boosters from him. But we need a lot more, and I'm not willing to trade anymore here. Townsperson quote, speak quickly, Outlander, or go away. Really is amazing, yeah, just be like, oh yeah, you sideways glance at Pathologic Classic and you're like, oh yeah, that's Morrowind, right? Like, close enough, But it's very easy to narrativize and relate to a good old, game of Age of Empires. Sort of surprises me, really. Just how easy it is to do that. Hello. I want to barter. You don't even... Not that I have enough resources to trade for it, but I don't even have anything. I'm sure there'll be some fresh meat in this diseased house. There's some bullets. I got more than enough of those now. I still don't have a girl boss gun, but which is the real tragedy, if you ask me. And just remember that the plague clouds in this game are described as being like clouds of phlegm, which I think is this lovely, horrible description. Girl boss gods are disappointed. I haven't even seen a girl boss gun in chat recently. My life is, been really deprived. Oh, God. No. Doing terribly. Do you have anything in here I can loot? No, you do not. Hopeless. What's even the point of coming into these houses? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That lifts my spirits. Thank you. That's what I need in these trying times. Hello, good sir. Do you have any antibiotics? You do. Thank you. I have so much crap. See you, Yoverst. Nice of you to pop by. Fresh fish. A hydrate, thank you. Alright, let's get some health back. Drop my infection a little bit. Still not going great though. I'm gonna boost my immunity some. I need to go on like a trading spree, I think. At some stage. Also, do I have? Yeah, curtain gloves. I'll try and become less sick than I actually need to be. I'd also like to find a single panacea in this game, but or a single schmouder, I mean. But apparently that's not to be so far. Nothing in there. Oh, good, kerosene. Oh, good, this helps so much. Yes, peanuts. More kerosene. Doing so good. Come on. What's she gonna do, huh? I think I successfully resisted that. If you can find schmouters in infected houses, but I don't think I've ever found one. I think the drop rate is just so low. That it's, yeah, like almost impossible. Oh, damn. Okay, that's actually, that's a good one. Got some painkillers from that. A lemon. Yes, I've got 12 lemons now. I'm rolling in lemons. So many lemons. No medicine, but so many lemons. Parkour! Run, Clara, run! Clara's just using this as an excuse to show off her parkour abilities. Alright, into this one now. Come on, why is no one leaving fresh meat in these diseased houses? Oh, Flurry Noel. That's a, wow. That's a good one. That's a good one, I gotta admit that. Hello. Anything else? Yes. Anything in here? Can't search the grandfather clock, apparently. How rude. Is Pathologic just what Morrowind would be if Bethesda took their plague scenario more seriously? Yes. I think you're bang on the money with that one. I like how the cabinet has fallen off the wall and furniture is everywhere today. But visit tomorrow and everything is put back to normal. I really like that, personally. I like how the plague like rips through as like this horrible force of nature, like a blood tornado, like spirals like through the house. Just everything in there is like dying and like thrown across the room. Like the house itself is in agony, and then just the following day, the looters have like put everything back, or the plague has put everything back. Actually, I really like it. It's like, it seems like it should be kind of silly, but I think it works really well. All right, we're gonna try that again. The plague cloud jumped at me first thing. Cool. Alright. Anything else in here? Nope. No, we're gonna leave that alone. This town's construction crews are the most efficient. Damn right. They got a great attitude about rebuilding. Yep. Leave, come back in. Like to, yeah, like the guards just like looking at Clara, like going in and out of the same house. Hello? Anything in here? It doesn't look like it, does it? Wish Pathologic 2 could match the feeling I get from these houses. Yeah, that's probably one of the big disappointments, I think. Pathologic classic infected houses are like legitimately like disturbing and like frightening, even after like so many times going through them. They just have this really horrible atmosphere that the other ones don't quite capture in 2. Like in 2 you still get this like feeling of dread and sort of like desolation, but the total destruction on offer in these houses is really something else. Yeah, like this is like something totally like otherworldly that we're witnessing here. I just go into this one? I did, didn't I? Clouds are anxiety-inducing and pathologic too. Different feeling. This one is just, yeah. Alright, come on, please. Please be selling some fresh meat. Ribbon is being the biggest dick. You don't even understand. Because this game is also esoteric in its horror, much more than Pathologic 2. Yeah, Pathologic 2 really grounds the setting, which I don't think is a bad thing, because I mean, Artemi is all about the earth, right? And, you know, yes, another lemon. It's sort of like a totally different feeling that you get. Okay, I'm gonna leave now. The plague is coming down the stairs. Because yeah, like this plague is obviously something that feels totally supernatural, whereas the other one obviously has elements of the supernatural and the uncanny, but not in quite the same tangible way. Isn't the Morrowind plague from the ash, and the plague here is from sand, so that's pretty similar. And in Pathologic 2 they were thought to be ash at first, yeah, from the factory, right? Who stole from who? Great question. Sadly, I don't think anyone paid any attention to Pathologic when it came out. Not really anyway, beyond like, you know, the usual cult suspects. If people had paid more attention to it, I do wonder what the gaming industry would look like today if they'd bother to take any lessons from this game at all. I wish, you know, people, yes, more lemons. What are people just sleeping on these lemons? I mean, heck yeah. Get some more plague cloud, but there's nothing lemons can't fix, am I right? You know, Big Lemon is paying me a lot for the sponsorship. I had to go in and change the code in the game to spawn lemons everywhere I go, which took some figuring out, but you know, getting a lot. Okay. Nothing in here. Maybe I should try, I don't know. There's only, there's this, I could try the crude sprawl, I suppose. Maybe they're more likely to have food. What's my reputation like? Still fine. Okay. Go out this way. Because they know that they increase hunger. And they also don't want to be awake like me on a Saturday evening. Fair enough. More lemons for me though. More for me. They do increase immunity, right? I'm not... Yeah, a little bit, but they also increase exhaustion. Okay, good to know. If I'm feeling like I need to sleep, apparently. So apparently they put you to sleep. Or you just feel sad and depressed after you eat one. I guess Clara's just like, why did I can't believe I just ate that, and she just feels like malaise from her own terrible life choices. No. He's mine. I need the money. No. Get away from that. Yeah, no, I also thought lemons would probably keep you awake, but I imagine Clara is just like regretting her life decisions. The guard actually listened to me and stayed away, which was nice. Health. The morning of the 5th day has come. Currently infected 109, total death toll 385. You cannot fight this, it all ends in less than 8 days. Day 5, which leads the Changeling to the conclusion that a peculiar mystery play-like event occurs in the town daily. I was also thinking the death toll was like slightly too low, but then I'm not exactly sure if we're ever given a full figure of what the town's population actually is. Like if you look at it, I don't know how big it can actually be. 385 is also a lot of dead people in like 5 days. Someone should make a mod for Morrowind that makes the plague more like Pathologic. That would be insane to struggle against literally demigods while trying to handle the plague also. I would play the hell out of that, I can tell you that. Like a huge open world game with a plague that's like spread dynamically throughout the land. Like how awesome would that be? It would be so hard to pull off, which is why Pathologic probably is better off going with a single town, but damn, yeah, I'd play the hell out of that. In Pathologic 2, 3k infected. Okay, yeah. So the dynamics are like totally different. Alright, you freaky guys. Can I kill you guys with my powers? You're so annoying. I hate you guys so much. Oh, why do they do so much damage? Alright. My goodness. Like wrecking balls, these guys. We need the girl boss gun, we do. I think we need to go to Bad Grief and see if he's got one. The Civil War subplot, yeah, definitely was not good. Finish putting the cabinets back on the wall. They need to work their stress out somehow. I know, I swear we should have had one as well. I probably missed a side quest or something somewhere, huh? Oh my god, you guys suck. Yep, I need the gun, I got enough bullets for it, but I need the gun. Just can't fight these guys reliably. They've got the player strategy of like jumping back to avoid your attack. They're the only enemy that does that in this game. Gun better than magic, yeah. The house bandits are much deadlier than the plague. I don't know like why they decided that should be the case, but apparently yeah, like it's tough even with the shotgun. Yeah, like I do legitimately think like these looters are like more dangerous than the plague. They're really frustrating, hard to kill. They have no letters. I still can't believe Ruben, yeah, turned down my kind offer of food. Really, you know, really bumming me out. Thought we were friends. Alright. Come here, rat. See, how come I couldn't get that one rat the other time? So much potential for it to not suck, but it did. It was literally just pick a side, kill each other, or have a boring ass peace agreement. And the peace agreement was very disappointing, right? Because all the peace agreement does is like step the war forward one way or the other. My shotgun just jammed in Pathologic 2 just as you said that. Well, that's what we're here for, to sort of broaden the curse of Pathologic. No, yeah, it was very disappointing. I'm curious to try Starfield later on. I imagine when it drops in price a bit, but yeah, like I am very curious to see how it's actually turned out. As far as I can understand, it's just another, it's in the vein of Fallout 4 more than anything, I think. I watched it. I'm going to stick with Armored Core 6. Fair enough. I think I also want to play Armored Core 6 first. I want to play Baldur's Gate 3 first, actually, but alas, I am both money and time poor, so where's the political intrigue of a literal civil war? Nowhere to be seen, I'm afraid. It was a disappointing quest line, for sure. I'm sure if I ever streamed Skyrim for whatever reason, I'm sure I would have a lot to say about some of its quest lines and mechanics. And I mean, a lot has been said on Skyrim. Obviously, it's a hugely played game for a reason. Oh my! Where did they all come from? Please, wealthy patron, provide HGA here with some cashola. If I was Big Vlad, I'd do it myself.
Many a one says ill that sleeps well.
Respects to you. Do you even have one? You do. Only for 21,000 though. Jesus. You're ripping me off, man. Walked all this way for nothing. Alright, let's walk back here. Most of my friends are playing it, and it's great. Constantly saving because of all the bugs. Yeah, I have heard about that, but what game these days releases without bugs, right? Okay. Is there I'm trying to think if there's a butcher shop I haven't been to. Is there a video of Starfield and the NPCs literally don't even react to having guns pointed at them, which is just standard at this point. Yeah. It is disappointing, yeah, the sort of like lack of reactivity that even just on like a micro scale that should be like relatively easy to build in and to foresee a demand for, you know. They don't react to you shooting near them, yeah, like that should just be a thing, you know. God. Clara, you suck, come on. No, I suck. So terrible. Apparently there's a glitch about inventory and the fix is to change your gender, which no one knows how such a bug could exist, but I love that it exists. Nice. Trans rights fix bugs, am I right? Oh god, come on. Alright, come on. God. I get like stuck on the architecture. How much health do you guys even have? Yes. Thank goodness. Why am I even trying? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just hopeful, you know. It was personal. It was personal. Triumph. Revenge is sweet. Okay. Oh, a knife. I can't use knives though, can I? No. The only thing I can use is the gun, which is way too expensive. Okay, I'm gonna try upstairs, but what a Pathologic, where bandits fly. Wait, I want to try the old. This works in some houses. Hang on, maybe only as Artemy though. I'm gonna see if I can jump on the bed. They too can perform miracles. Yeah, I should be taking less. I should be taking notes here. Clara's like, damn, you can fly? I swear there was like a bed you could jump on, eh? And you could like hide on it, and the enemies couldn't figure out how to get to you. But they've got like invisible walls around the beds, because of course they do. Clara about to lose the miracle monopoly. She's trying, you know, she's really trying. Stand on a table, the bandits can't get to you. A table or a bed? Can I? The beds have invisible walls around them, sort of. Oh, there we go. Look at that. I'm on the bed. Jumping on the bed. But yeah, you can't. So like if I... Okay. Can I lead the bandit like downstairs? I don't know. Hang on, give me a second. I'm trying the most pointless shit today. Okay. Yo. Use the windowsill to get past one mission. Wonder if that works for combat too. Oh shit, I walked into the wrong room. They're afraid. They're afraid of my power. Here we go. Oh, what you gonna do now, huh? Pathologic 2 isn't very good, boss, but doesn't want to see strong, independent lady bandits. Nah, we need the return of these bandits. This bandit though is like ultimate strategy. Like look at this, look at these dodging circles. I mean, amazing. They're just like Travis. Oh no. You just got levitated on. Alright. Save again. There's probably another one up here. But no. What a stupid strategy. What am I doing? Yes, lemon. Not even the looters take the lemons. Stupid but effective. That's my philosophy. Even let them keep using their fists. It would be awesome. I totally agree. Was there really nothing else up here? Like a single lemon? That bandit like picked the bad floor. Alright. No, still no fresh meat though, which... Is Anna gonna become infected because Ruben is like a selfish... Like a selfish dick? Oh, I didn't mean to hit you. Are they gonna go after me immediately as well? No. Yes, he is. What the hell? What the hell, man? It was an accident. I've got magic powers. They're hard to aim. Jeez. Ow. This happens to me every time. No one appreciates... Ugh. Can I jump on the table? No. The house is glitch proof. I slapped him through a bandit. That was totally unfair. He was discriminating against me for my magic abilities. Every story where like magicians or whatever, like people with like legitimate magic powers are like oppressed. Just some of them are so just have no, you know, no thought built into sort of how the mages actually should probably not be quite as oppressed as they are, but I don't know. Alright, thank you guys. This time don't kill me. If they remembered that I attacked them after the save was done. I swear. Okay. Final Fantasy XVI's plot made me question that the whole time. And Harry Potter, they're fairly oppressive. Yeah, that's true. Ow. There you go. I'll take that. This is what Pathologic is all about. Yeah, mutants and X-Men is probably the big example. Russia, Ukraine's history with magic in general is quite full. They still treated magic and rituals so seriously it was coded into their laws all the way into the 1900s. Yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, I know that the literary movement of the late 1800s, early 1900s, known as Russian symbolism, took it very seriously. Took magic and mysticism, I mean, very, very seriously. I mean, also had a lot of gender essentialism attached to it too. But yeah, what's the name of the book? I'd be curious to know. Look at that, Pathfinding Go. Yes, that is certainly true. New Zealand doesn't count as the West. No, I would count New Zealand as the West, despite the fact we're tucked away in the corner. Colonized by the Brits, after all. And although we like to think we have a good, bicultural presentation, which I think, which we do. Yeah, we're very Western. I myself am Pākehā, New Zealand European. It's we have a much better track record of biculturalism than many places in the world, but that is not a high bar to clear in the slightest. And I sort of, God damn it, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but a lot of people really refuse to acknowledge the work that still needs to be done. I think there's still a long way to go, and I think it's definitely the same over there in Australia, as far as I understand it. Things are, there's a lot of misinformation being spread about that. Look at them go! Look at them phase through the wall. Yeah, there is, there's a respect for the culture, but that respect wasn't always there. And we're only really just starting to appreciate and understand how we should actually treat fellow human beings. We definitely, part of the reason that, as far as I understand it, that Maori, as sort of the colonized, were a bit better off was ironically because there was a bit of a race between France and Britain to colonize New Zealand, and Britain saw that France was making inroads, I think because they were Catholic and they were trying to spread Catholicism, and in so doing, right, the British realized, oh crap, they're going to colonize New Zealand first. And so what they did was they put forward a document to the Maori tribes, which is called the Treaty of Waitangi, which is technically New Zealand's founding document. And that was really the reason, or one of the reasons that the British colonized, is because they were afraid that France was going to do it first. And it might have turned out very differently, for sure, if France had indeed beaten them to the punch. But yeah, really interesting. But yeah, still very much that needs to be done in terms of recognition. But I think, as with most of the world, there's a lot of culture war crap currently being imported. And at the moment, the culture war stuff is bilingualism on road signs of all things, and apparently there's a reactionary base who are opposed to the fact that road signs could be in Maori in future, and yeah, if you future, you're not the problem. You're not the source of the problem. But I think there's so many, from what I understand, there's so many Americans who who are like, oh, other countries don't need to worry about, what we're doing. But it's like, I look at American culture very fearfully, a lot of the time. Yeah. Windshield. Yeah, on the one hand, it is hilarious. Like it's just like ridiculous, just stupid that anyone could think that this could possibly be a problem. But at the same time, yes, exactly right. Exactly. Many multilingual countries have bilingual signs. Wales, Ireland, I think as well. There's so many countries out there, and it's not an issue. But I think part of the tactic in bringing it up now really is just a way to rile up reactionary folks down here, which sadly there are those kinds of people. I think those kinds of people everywhere, of course. The point remains. Yeah, kinds of people just brain broken. Unfortunately, yeah. It's very hard to get through to those kinds of people. Yeah. Love learning foreign languages. Growing in America is just such a handicap towards that desire. Sucked growing up and learning all my friends overseas, just naturally learned other languages. Yeah, and I think as well, I think what really surprised me to learn, and I don't know how true it is, but as I understand it, American colleges teach American history, but very little else. You have to get to a really high level to learn about other countries. Is that true? I don't know how true that is, but that's what I was told. And here it's just sort of, I don't know, crazy to me, because we were doing history. We were doing history all over the world, as well as New Zealand. We were doing Russian Revolution and Irish independence, and all these kinds of fascinating topics, as well as New Zealand stuff. Yeah. History on wars is the most foreign history we get, besides basic ancient history. Right, classics kind of stuff. Takes college to go in depth to world history. Yeah, right, okay. Thank you for enlightening me on that. I really do appreciate it. Because it's certainly, didn't take history in uni, did take global social anthropology, which is super great. Anthropology is very important, and that sounds super interesting. Insane level of European history in high school. Basically took college level courses for it. Oh, yep. I think it's so important to learn about other cultures, and actually, that your viewpoint, is not the standard or the default viewpoint. I think it's, context is important, and you can't just assume that someone else thinks exactly the same way. They teach American history for so long, but they don't teach it well or even consistently. Frankaloonsies. In Australian high school, it was mostly just Australian history too. A little envious you were learning about the Russian Revolution. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you jealous. Yeah, no, I don't, shamefully, I don't know very much history about Australia. I don't know very much, beyond very general stuff across the pond. That's sort of, that's a blind spot for me. So maybe one day I do need to read a Australian history book. And I think, Asian history as well is very important. Particularly in a globalized world, there's a lot of lack of understanding of sort of other cultures in general. So it is, yeah. Any opportunity that one can take to do a good reading, read a good book, or even just watch a documentary or something, is always welcome. As I said earlier in the stream, right? There's so much that we don't know, and realizing that we don't know it is really a joyous feeling, because it just invites us to learn more, to figure out more about the world, and sort of our own place in it, and where our ideas factor in. Yeah. Especially considering Australia and New Zealand is right next to Southeast Asia. It's nuts. We didn't learn anything about it. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I think the most Asian history we did in New Zealand high school must have been Vietnam, in the Vietnam War, and we were writing about New Zealand's involvement in that war, supporting American troops. Learn nothing about Canadian and Mexican history here, especially with our wars with Mexico. You think, you would think that would be an important topic, to bolster people's understanding of shared history between neighbours, and sort of where other nations sort of originated from, and sort of why such nations are even there. Like where colonists came from. Being able to trace yourself back, and also recognize that this land, the land that you're living in, didn't originally belong to you, and those kinds of things. It's important to be thankful and grateful about these things, and also respectful of other people, and not speaking over like native or minority voices. As as a queer person, I would hate it if someone just said to me, like, oh, here's what your story is actually about, here's what your life is actually about. And I would hate to do the same to anybody else for their experience, which is something I try and avoid with my video essays as well. Is I try to give my interpretation, but I don't make it a canonical definition of a text. It exhausts me when people approach artwork in that way. Okay, I still need Fred, which I feel like so I've been to that butcher. I've been to that butcher. I've been to this one. I've been to this one. Have I been to this one? I can't remember. Was this very early in the morning? And so this is the other one I haven't been to, I think. So I'll go there. Okay, you've actually got some stuff. I can get one from you. It's generally, hey, native people exist, and they're not all the same, but we're going to talk about, right, the popular, yeah. I think that's often the way is, and there's a lot of, there's a lot of idealization, I think, about, indigeneity, especially relating to ecology, and I mean it happens here in New Zealand as well. We really struggle with this idea, sort of like, I don't know, it feels prevalent throughout the world, but a lot of people seem to think that indigeneity is a marker of sort of being ecologically conscious, or more so, and that indigenous people should be the people to come along and then sort of clean up the mess that colonizers made. It is, yeah. That's another very real issue. All right. I feel like I did go in here in the morning, right? It feels like so long ago. Yeah. Okay. You don't have anything. mean, I either need more crowbars or I need to... I don't know if I... He's got 2 more Twyrine. Let's see. I guess if we go back to Andre and buy some more Twyrine, then I need like 1 more crowbar or something like that. Yeah. Let's you'll see. No, yeah. There's a lot of history that people are left uncomfortable to teach, and I think teaching it can be uncomfortable, but it should be, you know, uncomfortable in a good way, you know, so that we can actually grow and learn as a culture or a society or as individuals. Let's see. I'm finding this really fascinating. And by the way, everyone, yeah, sharing what you did and didn't learn about the experience seems similar in like broad strokes, but the specifics are all very different, which is really interesting. Favorite is World War II. No one is taught that we had actual concentration camps in America. When you bring it up, brain-broken Americans will defend it like crazy. That was those were the concentration camps where they put Japanese citizens, right, or anyone with Japanese heritage. It's very sad that people don't learn about these things, or that when they are confronted with the facts, that they will go into like hunker down and go into revisionist mode. Happened in California, right? Yeah. I don't know many specifics about that. I just know that it happened, and that it was a very terrible thing that it took the government many years to even apologize for. I seem to recall someone did apologize eventually, but I can't remember who that was or how much later it was. It was a long time ago since I read about those camps. I just know that it was all terribly racist and inhumane and prejudiced. Yeah. Which is why, Indigenous children were kidnapped and raised to be white, and I think, that's really one of the more insidious methods that colonizers often used in the past. There was sort of a trope here that I think must have been in the early 1900s, that Maori were sort of this very intelligent group, but that also that there was sort of this inevitability that they would die out and just be incorporated into sort of British New Zealand society. But fortunately that didn't happen, but only because of the land marches and those kinds of things, where people stood up in protest about their treatment. It was all very interesting and important to learn about, but it's a shame that Ah. Ugh, damn it. Alright, come on, we can do this, come on. Frankaloonsies, one good thing I can say about the Australian curriculum is that they're pretty honest about how the Indigenous people were treated. Yeah, that's good actually. I'm glad to hear that, because I know that what little I know about Australian Aboriginal history is extremely depressing, and it depresses me now reading about the vote for the voice. Sort of people still thinking that it would somehow be unfair to give Indigenous people a voice in the Australian government. I just look over at that with some sadness, really. But yeah, sorry, we got sidetracked a little bit from Pathologic here. The voice is not looking good. Yeah, I'm really hoping that somehow they turn it around, because indigenous people deserve a voice, and it's disappointing to me that people here in New Zealand say that it's unfair that Maori get, Pacifica people get like programs to uplift them or whatever, because that's racist and prejudiced. It's how dare they exclude us or include us or not include us in these programs. And it's sort of like, well, in an ideal world, like, these programs would not need to exist. You're right, like, but the fact is that society is unequal, and we need these programs, we need these voices to actually allow these people to speak. And it's very, very sad that people continue to equate it. Our Labour Party has done such a bad job at selling it that our Conservative Party slogan is, "If you don't know, vote no." Barely anyone knows what it means. So if you do know, so if you don't know, do some research and then vote yes. Is that their slogan? It seems so bizarre to me. No, it's yeah, there are basically, if you don't know what the voice is, just vote against it rather than educating yourself. I think that's one of the more depressing things I've read today, really, is and that people will follow that philosophy, that they will go with prejudiced gut instincts and say, okay, well, if that's how it's got to be, I don't know what's going on, so I'm just gonna not bother to do my research. I mean, how terribly sad a statement is that about someone's own life. Oh. Come back to the bed. I think I went to the wrong one, damn it. No, can still do it. Come here. Here's my strategy, since I'm girl boss gunless. Let's do this. Just repeat the same platitudes instead of trying to educate people. Yeah, that's a shame, right? Like, they should be taking the initiative, because it should be so easy to steal momentum from a campaign that's best argument is stay uneducated. But I guess sadly that somehow works for some people. I don't know. Yeah, and I mean, sounds like America's issue. Conservatives are just too good here at basic marketing. Liberals just fall over themselves. Gatekeeping is actually liberal. Yeah, it seems like. I guess I was thinking about that the other day. It sort of feels like conservatism is just sort of, well, we don't want something, and then anything else, anyone who tries to oppose that is trying to be proactive and say, well, we want something. And it's much easier to say, well, we don't want something. Unfortunately. Sometimes I just wonder why people don't care about one another. It's not hard to be compassionate. It's not, but some people apparently can't put in the effort. But yeah, I hope that my channel, I really want it to be a positive space for people. I want people to feel welcome, and I want people to feel like that they're a part of a positive, compassionate community. And I'm here to back everyone up. Like, I don't want to hear prejudiced or bigoted stuff in here or anywhere on my channel. I'm either happy to give them a boot or whatnot. Trans rights are human rights, and if you don't agree with that, then it's very easy to leave. It's mine. Does that mean Saburov gets the boot? Damn straight. No, you took my kill. And somehow you looted him magically. You've got better magic powers than I do. It's even easier to recognize people as humans. Anti-Saburov sentiment is at an all-time high. Okay, almost there. I feel like if I kill these, like, if there's 2 more guys in here, I can return to that guy who hopefully still has all the fresh meat on him, get another fresh meat, and then finally, hopefully, Ruben will actually be satisfied. It's even easier to recognize people as humans, I think. That's really the most basic thing. And it's tragic to me that people sometimes are incapable of just looking at another human being and seeing someone, oh, hello there. You know. Wait, I can use the scalpel? Damn. But she can't use a knife. Look at the way she's slowly no. So ineffective. Get him, Clara. Yeah, get him. Alright. Back up we go. Hello, is anyone up here? Yes. She's never held a knife in her life. Apparently not. It's not as experienced as the Bachelor is, right? She uses magic to spread butter on her bread. I'd believe it. Oh, look, we got a double feature here. Oh, I hit the magic stealth kill spot. That never happens. There's like a spot just below their neck, like on their back somewhere, and that's an instant kill for some reason. This is so sad. This is so sad. Come on, Clara. It's, oh my goodness. They're a master dodger. There we go. What are they doing? This is what grief looks like. She's just distraught that her 2 friends have just been killed in front of her with magic. She doesn't know how to react. And she rubs her hand, yeah, like she's reloading her magic. Yeah, this isn't very girl boss of me, is it? Defenseless, these poor defenseless robbers. Here we go. Come on. Did I loot all of them? Did the middle one just not have anything? Au contraire, you are gatekeeping girl bossing, the most girl boss move one can girl boss. Yeah. The happy baby in the sky likes it when I kill the robbers. And that's when everyone just slowly backs away. Like, okay. I believe you. Sure. Just, don't mind me. I'm just gonna search for some kind of mental institute. My favorite game is a plague simulator where everyone dies. That would be enough for people to be like, you do you. Alright, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I think he was like at the entrance to this district. So if we go to that district, I feel like we'll do that. My favorite pathologic mechanic is omnipotent children telling me what my karma is. The consequences of Teletubbies. Those are 2 fantastic comments, right after the other. What am I gonna put on the thumbnail of the video? The consequences of Clara. The consequences of Teletubbies. Someone mod the Teletubbies son into this game. I'm waiting. I wish the omnipotent children were real. Oh, come on. Weren't we all omnipotent children at one point or another? Our imaginations flourishing as we imagined entire worlds living and dying at our very whim? No? Just me? It's funny though, yeah, like the whole make believe pretend thing that Mark was talking about at the start of the stream. It very much applies to obviously the powers that be, but yeah, also to sort of any form of role playing really. Okay, please tell me you have a schmouter, please. God damn it! Why does no one in this game have a schmouter this time? The Basher was like rolling in schmouters at this point of my last campaign, I swear. Look at that little stomp. Want to bar to see what I've got? Nope. Yoviost was an omnipotent child until he realized that he was the only the omnipotent child within another omnipotent child's playground game. That must have been one hell of a realization. Run, child, run. Run. Hang on, I gotta barter with you, please. God damn. What'd you do with your fresh meat? Did you just like sell it? Okay. I've gotta find another guardsman who will actually have what I need. Okay, good thing there's like 5 guardsmen here for some reason. Okay, hello. Nope. A 7-year-old looking out for you is definitely not the worst thing that could happen, right? Seriously? When I actually have the material, thank goodness. Just enough. If Ruben isn't satisfied with this, I legitimately am just gonna leave him to die. Okay, come on. I swear to goodness, Ruben. With all my miracle working powers. You're gonna accept my gift and be done with it? And I'm gonna be very angry. I've been wandering around, yeah, like, it's 1 o'clock. I've been wandering around since, like, 1 in the morning, trying to satisfy Ruben's fussiness. It's absurd. No! Oh, you missed. You missed. Okay. I still want to try and finish this quest today. But who knows whether I will or not at this rate. I can't remember if there's anything else attached to Ruben's questline here. Jump over the rat. Alright, hello, you ungrateful prick. Alright.
Master would have approved of my actions.
Ruben doesn't like when his peas are touching the corner off the cob. Look at this. I bought you some meat and twirine stuck. Will you eat? If he says no. Meat and twirine? You're a sly one. Thank you. You absolute bastard. You... By the way, don't believe them when they tell you shouldn't eat meat. You can, unless it's raw. We've recently established that the disease doesn't survive for long outside the human body. I just brought you raw meat instead of cooked. I brought you cooked meat first, and you said no. And now you're telling me you can't eat raw meat, the meat that you just accepted. You... What the hell is wrong with you, Ruben? What the hell is wrong with you? He's a psychopath. Why are you hiding here? I'm an outlaw now, just like you and me are nothing alike. Don't you even dare make that comparison. Don't you even dare make that comparison at this point. I've been running around all day for you, and what have you been doing? Standing here like grooving? That's what you've been doing, right? You've just been standing here like a dumbass. Oh, do you know what the word outlaw means? Tell me. There's no escaping the law. I didn't break the law when I stole Simon's body, but when I put up a struggle. And also when I unveiled a forbidden secret. What secret? Ruben apologism is at an all-time low. Simon's blood has given us the vaccine, and I mean it. Simon fought valiantly against the sand pest. He was the only one to defy it, but he didn't last long enough. I think there are other bodies like his, and yet his blood was special. How? Does it matter? It's blood that can fight the disease. And if the disease is the law and the will of nature, then this is the blood of someone who dictates his own will to the universe instead of yielding to the whims of nature. A deep thought. Are you some kind of philosopher? Or are you just stupid? A little as every doctor is. You see, I'm a Menku as well, and every Menku is an onion. But it was the bachelor who pointed me towards the idea. There are indeed special people in the world. People whose very nature challenges the laws. If you help me, I'm glad you caught that. If you help me, I'm going to search for such people. You're going to become the Ripper? Not necessarily. I'll try to use the kin to search for them when the cemetery reopens. They deal with blood a lot, or maybe there was a reason Simon used such a... Ruben has ruined this playthrough. Unbelievable. Simon uses such a strange principle to select his bound, seeing as his bound included children and thieves. May I ask you a few questions? No. I know about your hypnotic talents already. If you get me a pardon from Kane Sr., I'll tell you everything of my own accord. Honestly, I will. I'm on the brink of turning myself in anyway. Alright, I'll visit Kane. In the meantime, eat your meal. There, see what a hungry giant you are? Rivet doesn't like when his onion is touching in a chair. Perfect. Alright, I am going to run an ad for 1 minute. I will be back. And we're going to try and finish this quest, but we'll see if we have time. Alright, see you in a minute. Stand up, stretch your legs, get some water, all that kind of stuff. Alright, we're back. Gonna wander over to Georgie's house. I'm gonna give it like another 20 minutes or so. We're gonna see if we can finish this quest, get a straight answer out of Georgie. Not that I'm, I'm doing this for Anna Angel at this point, honestly. Ruben's just been a real jerk. And Futurecityscape, if you happen to watch back from this point, it was great to have you here again. Hope you rested up well. Alright. Let's just cut through here again, I suppose. See what we can manage. And yeah, so I want to finish this, and I would like to still finish the main story of Yakuza Kiwami on stream as well. And then after that, I'm sort of feeling like, yeah, what Yaveo said, VOD watches. Hope you had a good night's sleep. But yeah, so Yakuza, and then I was thinking of playing, because I've got playthroughs of I've got playthroughs of Silent Hill 2, 3, and 4 complete now. But I'd love to do one on Silent Hill 1, and I was thinking of maybe making that into like a marathon. No, don't scare away the child. I need to trade with God. Hopeless. The original, yeah, Silent Hill game, and I was looking at making that similar to my Silent Hill 3 one, because I would love to do a video essay on Silent Hill 1 as well. And I was reflecting. I've been reflecting on my Silent Hill 2 video, and again, yeah, I really want to thank everyone who watched and enjoyed that, and also, yeah, giving me really helpful feedback on how to improve in future. That's been really helpful, and I'm really grateful for that. But yeah, like I was looking at that format, and I sort of realized that maybe I'm onto something there with that, and was thinking of making other videos in a similar kind of style, and was wondering if people found that style engaging enough that they would watch more videos sort of with the same kind of, the power of blank, and then like a deep dive sort of thing, and they wouldn't be as frequent probably as other videos, because they obviously take much longer to produce. But I've sort of been reflecting on it and realizing that I could make something out of that.
So that's what Reuben has done. Like master, like apprentice. But Isidore had at least strangled the first outbreak, and Stachs wasted the precious blood in vain.
You have the best voice actor in this game, Georgie. I just got to say that again. It is past time for you to stop haunting his house. Georgie, I want you to talk about your brother Simon. What could you tell me about Simon that I wouldn't know? Simon is dead, but Simon is not dead. He's lapsed into lethargy while he fights the sand plague. The traitor Reuben must have known about it. Find out where he is hiding and ask him whether it is still possible to undo at least some of the damage. He's hiding in one of the warehouses. Apparently it's been his lair for a long time. I won't tell you unless you promise to pardon him. I shall only make that promise on the condition that he stands a fair trial, and knowing Reuben, I am prepared to believe that he himself will prove to be the most harsh judge of all. That is why I only want him found, nothing more. Alright, I'll find him. What will you accept as proof of his innocence? Odd Odong, but wait, he's saying Reuben is like Isidore. He didn't stop the plague. So what did Isidore do, which Reuben has now emulated? I guess attempt to fight the plague, at least. I'll find him. His word of honor would suffice. Let him swear that he will not attempt to escape. You shall vouch for him. Is it true that Katharina has recognized you as a mistress-to-be? This means you cannot lie. Alright. No justice would be able to clear Reuben of his guilt, even though Georgie seems to have acquitted him already. This hardly matters anymore, though. They've named me the mistress. Alright. Let's go back to Reuben. We really need to sleep, actually. Reuben took the town's very fate into his massive man hands. Would say he's got some big shoes to fill, but he's already a bit of a giant, right? He's just like teacher, like student, but this student sucks. That's as far as I understood it, yeah. About sums up Georgie's opinion. Okay. So if we just go back, hopefully, I might not. Will I have time? I might not. We'll see. Got sort of 10 more minutes. We'll have at least time to go back to Reuben's house and be like, "Yo, Georgie doesn't actually think you're like worthy of punishment," and Reuben will like still be like, "Nah, alas, but I must be punished for my terrible sins." And then we will go back and tell Alexander, like, oh, Reuben's not guilty. And Alexander, again, will be disappointed in us for daring to tell the truth and not take the easy way out. But, you know, that's how it goes. So we'll see if we have time for that. I'm fairly certain that that's what's going to happen. His shoes are beyond full already. His ankles are spilling out like an overflowing beer. He should really get that looked at. That's what he's been doing. That's why he's afraid to move from his house, because his shoes are no longer fit for purpose. Can't believe that lemon I ate is making me so tired. So I'm blaming that all on the lemon, that exhaustion bar up the top, right? That's the lemon's fault. Hey Reuben, here I come. It's the Changeling homing missile. Locking in on your location. She's so tired. My lemon sponsor will be most displeased. It's alright, you know this. They got lemon sleeping pills. You know that's what I want to see. Big fruit, big lemon is done. Yeah. Chewable lemon tablets really helps rock you to sleep. You know. makes your eyes water as you try to sleep. Alright, hello.
The grip of the manhunt is tightening.
Has anyone been following you? I've spoken to Georgie and he's agreed to pardon you. I've already told you why I ripped the body apart. Might be able to bring Simon back, but I might try to discover his secret. If Georgie cares more about his brother's mission than his person, he'll agree. What do you know about the Shabnak? My master did tell me he met a woman in the steppe. He asked her where she was going. She said, to the warm people. This is hilarious. Could it have been just a woman? Reuben, just, it's like, no, the woman is a horrible demon. Oh my God. It was the disease in human form, a spirit. If my master said this is possible, then it must be so. Reuben, you just believe anything you're told, huh? And she did have the face of a woman. I know nothing else, except that my teacher didn't die of the disease. He was murdered. Thank you, even though this is hardly reassuring. Reuben, nah, I believe you. Oh yeah, Georgie doesn't want to kill you anymore. Oh, that's fine, yeah, whatever. Okay, I believe you. Do you want proof of that? No. The plague has a name. It's Michelle. It's old Michelle. She said it again. Alright, so we should have time to go back to Alexander's and wrap it up. Wrap it up there. It's been nice to do a longer stream again. Yeah. Look at that. More than 2 hours. So, nice refreshing change. And this is one of my favorite sort of views in the game, is through this sort of haze. Just these giant smokestacks rising up through the sky. Yeah. Celebratory sip, thank you very much. Thank you. Impressive constructions for the time and size of the town, admittedly. Much of the town's construction is admittedly very impressive, yes. Got a letter. Alexander is waiting. You're impatient. Grace's note. There is a creature that wants to have a word with you. Okay, so we'll do that next time. I love the noise the factory makes. Agreed. Yeah, the sort of like industrial clunking feels really really empty. I like it a lot. Just sort of strangely still going. Like the factory is still like somehow like shutting itself down. And this district music as well really helps add to that. It's these loud sort of shocks in between just gentle ambience. This really slow droning and sort of the sound of like branches creaking in the wind. It's all very clever. So next time, yeah, we're going to have to sort of deal with some sleeping, deal with some resource stuff. I think we need some more bandages, actually. Yeah, I really put Clara through the ringer this time. Been through a lot. Cool. Alright, Severov. I'm going to be pleased with what I got to tell you.
No, I can't stand it much longer.
Reuben was frank with me. He said the disease has taken the shape of a woman. Is he guilty? No, and he doesn't know who is. Alright, let him live. So the disease is after all walking around disguised as a person, a woman. But who is she? Who indeed? Tomorrow we shall examine Yulia. She is a recluse, and I've had my suspicions about her for a long time. Even if it isn't her, she should at least give some clue as to where to look for the witch. She is intelligent. Certainly. Hooray! The baby in the sky is happy. It was the first time I didn't have to decide someone's fate, and the first time I am happy I didn't. Reuben chose death for himself. Something tells me that I'll see him again before long, and this time someone will be kind enough to comfort him. Great. Now Sabarov is emboldening the Shabnak rumors. Just another reason that you can't be a Sabarov apologist. But yes, I should finish up there, I think. Thanks everyone. It's a great stream. Went on a number of totally divergent tangents, but really important stuff to talk about. Jinx, yeah. You can always use the mute button to get me to shut up. If you've got enough channel points, which I'm sure probably everyone in chat right now does. But no, I really appreciate it. BlueVoices has got like the ban hammer like hovering over me just threateningly. So does the other host. Yeah, good. You're all lining up. No, I do. Yeah, I do really appreciate it. I hope you found everything I had to say interesting. And I hope you're looking forward to next time. So that'll be probably sometime next week. I'm going to try to put some videos together before then. But yeah, we'll sort of see what happens. So I hope everyone has a good week ahead. Stay safe, everyone. No worries. It's always a lot of fun. Catch everyone later.